Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's conversation. My name is Sean and I'm one of the coaches and co-founders at Point 3 Wellbeing. At Point 3 Wellbeing, we are looking to provide busy individuals in the workplace with simple, sustainable ways to stress less and smile more. By doing that, we believe as individuals, you'll be thriving, and as organizations, you'll be thriving. So today's conversation is going to be looking at breath and the power of the breath for providing us with clarity. Now, the breath is a really simple tool to enable us to tap into some mindfulness. And mindfulness provides us with that opportunity to respond rather than to react to stressful situations. It increases our ability to think rationally and improves our cognitive capacity. So, in this busy world that we live in, that simple ability to connect to the breath, that powerful tool that we all have with us at every twist and turn of life is really so powerful. So I'm so excited to be joined today by a very dear friend, Allie Williams, who has helped us bring to life this latest experience. And she truly embodies that modern day busy professional. She hails from the world of PR and comms and still has numerous clients in this space. But alongside that, she's also an incredible yoga instructor, working with numerous studios and individuals, both in person and online. And she's trained across a whole variety of yoga practices, which, of course, the breath makes up a powerful part of it. So before we go into this breathworks experience, I'm going to hand over to Allie, the real expert here, to help us understand some of the science and the theory behind breathworks and how it can bring some of that clarity. So Allie, welcome.
Hello.
Lovely to have you.
Yeah, so nice to be here. And thank you everyone for joining. It's a pleasure to take some time out of my day to speak to you all about breathwork, which is a topic very close to my heart. So Sean gave you a little bit of background about me, but my name is Allie. I'm obviously American, as you can hear, also now British, which is always an exciting thing to share with people. That situation of becoming British during COVID caused some stress, for which my breathwork skills were very useful. I teach yoga, and also as part of my yoga teaching, breathwork. In addition to that, I am a communications consultant working most frequently in PR. And I also do have ADD, which was diagnosed during COVID. Since understanding that diagnosis, I have become even more aware of how useful breathwork is for me. Sometimes with ADD, we have quite extreme adrenaline spikes as a reaction to stress. And in the past, the way that I've managed that is by going out on a run or being outside, just exercising that energy out. Sometimes when things are busy, we don't have the time for that. And the only other tool that I found that allows me to kind of reset and focus, and these sorts of situations, these adrenaline spikes, they tend to happen most on a deadline, in a stressful client situation, when there is a work scenario that causes a lot of stress and anxiety and that flips you into your fight or flight mode. And if you need to focus straight away, the only way that I found to manage that for myself and with a lot of clients that I've met through both yoga and breathwork is by taking a moment just to find a calm and quiet place, even if that's just at your desk, closing your eyes, taking a moment to ground yourself, and from there, just focusing on the breath. And I think that there is an innate understanding of the way that our body and activity can affect our breathing. So, for example, when we're sleeping or relaxed, we know that the breath slows. And we find this more relaxed, slow-paced, deeper breath. When we are running or competing or doing some intense physical activity, as a result of that, the breath becomes more shallow, sometimes, a speedier pace. And what we don't realize often is that it's not like a linear connection of just our body and our breath. Our mind comes into this as well. And if we slow our breathing and consciously focus on lengthening our inhale and our exhale, as a result of that, it allows our mind to calm and still as well. And so breath work as a tool is scientifically proven to reduce stress and anxiety, which is due to the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which, as we mentioned before, takes us out of fight or flight, where we're in our sympathetic nervous system, commonly referred to as like our lizard brain. Activating our parasympathetic nervous system slows down our heart rate and it lowers our blood pressure. So when our adrenaline spikes, it increases our blood pressure. We have the physiological responses to that, which includes the shallow breath. Taking a moment just to sit back and calm our breathing is an easy way to mitigate and learn to deal with that. Breathwork also actually changes your brain waves. So it leads to heightened awareness and reflectiveness. Sometimes in the middle of making a decision or a stressful client situation can be difficult to take a step back and think clearly. If you're finding that, a good way to combat it is just to take 5 minutes and focus on your breath. It also improves the oxygen capacity in blood, which leads to improved energy levels and stronger stamina. So it's a good way to reinforce overall general health. And if you're feeling a bit tired or under the weather, or, just a bit sort of gray, take 5 minutes, focus on breathing a little bit more deeply. You might be surprised at how much better that can feel than a shot of caffeine. I really encourage you just to give that a try and see what happens, because we so rarely realize how much of the day we spend not breathing deeply, not really connecting to our full lung capacity and giving ourselves a chance to use our lungs and our diaphragm for what it's actually there for, especially when we're really busy and at work. Calming the nervous system and the mind can also help with a better night's sleep. We all know how important a good night's sleep is to actually being productive at work. So if you get in the habit of connecting to your breathing, teaching yourself to breathe more deeply, you will eventually find that it does have an impact on your sleep and increases your ability to get a good night's sleep. And then finally, we did kind of touch on this already, but it increases blood flow, strengthens your lungs. And a side effect of that is that it can improve your digestion as well. In the digestive, without going into too much detail in the digestive process, blood is directed to the stomach to help you to actually process your meal, especially sometimes heavy carby foods that we might eat on a Monday or a Friday when we need that little bit of energy or are celebrating. If you find that you have that slump after lunch, you're feeling a bit low on energy, a good way to combat that is by taking 5 minutes just to focus on breathing. So just a few very top line benefits of breath and of breathwork specifically, and of how this might help you day to day. If anyone has any questions specifically about breathwork, please do feel free to type those in the Q&A, and I would be delighted to the best of my ability to answer your questions. How breathwork...
I think that's so interesting, Allie, and I think all of those benefits are things that we are constantly searching for, and often that search takes us in so many different directions.
Yes.
Constantly looking to do more, maybe be more active, fill up more of our time, maybe have more caffeine in order to pick ourselves up. But actually that simple act of returning to this thing that we are blessed with every single day but often forget about is just really quite incredible. And what I love as well is just how relevant this is in the workplace. As you've kind of said, that sense that, when you have those deadlines looming, our breath shortens, and we're often not aware of it. But by simply coming back to the breath, we can note these things.
Exactly. And the other thing I'd say is that a lot of sort of well-established coping mechanisms for getting yourself to focus involve breath, whether we notice it or not. Taking a walk away from your desk, for example, you probably, if you tuned into it, you would notice your breathing changes when you step away and go for that walk. Taking a moment to go outside, same thing. Going to get some coffee. A side effect of all of these is that we take a moment actually to release what we're doing. And as a side effect to that, we might breathe a little bit more deeply as well. So this is a way of consolidating that to get that reset in a more targeted way. And it's become much more apparent to me since things have started to pick up post-COVID with friends, coworkers, how effective this can be as a tool where often even in my own agency situation where I freelance, someone will be having a bit of a moment where they're feeling really flustered. And without fail now, my thing is to say, give me a call for 5 minutes. We'll just sit and do some breath work. And I've never had that not have a positive impact on someone. And
I mean, that's an amazing thing. Just 5 minutes. That's all it takes. And to move from that fight or flight state to the opposing state, which we so rarely talk about, often described as rest and digest.
Yes.
So yeah, really, really great. So it's small, it's simple, it's something sustainable. And well, I'm really excited to give it a go, Allie.
Yes, guys. So I do have a Spotify playlist, which I will share with you in the chat if anyone feels like it would be helpful to them to have some background music to breathe to. So it's not in any way essential. I know sometimes closing your eyes, focusing on the breath can actually feel a bit intimidating. So for some of you, this might be a helpful tool. In addition to that, if you feel overwhelmed by the breath work, and we're not doing any insane holds or anything like that, but it's just always helpful to remind people that I'm just guiding you here. If for some reason what I'm saying isn't resonating with you, please know that you're still in the right space, doing the right thing just by closing your eyes and taking that moment to connect to your breath. If I say inhale and you're exhaling, don't worry, just stay with it. Just allow my voice to start to guide you, and hopefully you will be able to connect a little bit more to your breath and gain something out of that experience. So when you're ready, I invite you to come to a comfortable seat or to come to lie on the floor. The thing about starting breath work is that it really helps if you find a seat or a position in which your spine is long, you feel grounded through your sit bones, and the breath can flow up and down the spine uninterrupted. So I'll give you a few moments to find that position. And this could involve having your spine up against a chair. It could be sitting up against the couch or the wall, anything to prop you up so that shoulders can relax and you feel steady. But find that space. And I also invite you to sit on a cushion, something to elevate the sit bones a little bit so that the hips have some space to relax, but you want to be comfortable. Good, guys. And when you find that comfortable space, take a moment to connect to your long spine. Maybe if you're seated, you elevate one sit bone, lower it down, elevate the other sit bone, and lower that back down. And from there, I invite you to close your eyes and begin by subtly starting to direct your attention inward here. Starting to connect to your breathing simply by observing, connecting to that sense of creating space, allowing the chest and the lungs to expand as you inhale. And as you exhale, just noticing how that exhale brings a release. The inhale moves from base of spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And the exhale moves from crown of the head all the way down to the base of the spine. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. In these first few moments, just observing your breathing. Connecting to the expansion on your inhale, noticing where you feel that. Is it in the belly, the chest, the lungs, the shoulders? On the exhale, can you grow taller? Any tension, allow it to melt away from the jaw, shoulder blades, fingers. Every inhale is creating space, growing taller. Every exhale, any tension is melting away. Carrying on, just tracking the breath, noticing how it moves up the spine, down the spine. Matching length of inhale to exhale and breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Connecting here to the quality, the texture, maybe even the color of the breath. So as we begin to quiet the mind, the breath will also slow and lengthen. But this is not a linear thing. As we consciously work on slowing and lengthening our breath, we also learn to quiet the mind through that focus. We're going to begin here with some box breath. So inhale to the top of the lungs. Exhale, slowly sighing it all the way out to the bottom. And then we inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Deep inhale to the top of the lungs. Coming back to your own pace of breathing. Noticing any shifts in texture, color, quality. Again, observing, allowing inhale to match the length of the exhale. Any changes in the speed of your breath? Can you lengthen even more here? Deep breath in, base to crown. Deep breath out, crown to base. From here, beginning our Veloma, 3-part breath. So with eyes closed, just listening to the instructions. We breathe in for a count of 3, from base of spine to bottom of the rib cage, and pause. Breathing in for a count of 3, from bottom of the rib cage up to the collarbones, and pause. And then breathing in for a count of 3, from rib cage all the way above the crown of head, pausing at the top before exhaling for a count of 9. So to prepare for the Veloma, we take a deep breath into the top of the lungs and exhale it all out through the nose. And then inhaling base to ribs, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Listen. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3. Pause. Deep inhale to the top of the lungs. Deep exhale. Coming back to your pace of breath. Once again, observing, connecting to any shifts. As you breathe in, connecting to that sense of expansion in the chest and the lungs. As you exhale, if there is any tension, let it leave, let it go, let it melt away. Pranayama. We breathe in for a count of 8, hold for 4, exhale for 8, and hold for 4. Preparing with a deep inhale to the top of your lungs. Moving through that exhale all the way to base of spine. And beginning. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. Breathing out. Returning to your own pace. And as you breathe here, again, noticing quality, texture, color of the breath. Tracing breath as it moves up and down the spine. Inhaling from base of spine to crown of head. Exhaling crown of head to base of spine. Remembering that this tool, your breath, is always here for you. Your anchor to come back to, your safe space to connect to and observe. The breath is constant movement. The inhale moves and the exhale moves. But in between, at the top of the inhale, at the bottom of the exhale, there is that moment of complete stillness, which you can return back to through quieting the breath, learning to quiet movements of the mind. From here, taking a moment to thank yourself for connecting to breath, for resetting the mind, and then starting to come back to the physical body. And on the next inhale, as it moves to the crown of the head, maybe blinking open the eyes if they're still closed. From there, taking palms together, giving the hands a little rub, noticing that heat that you create. Closing eyes once more, taking the warmth of the hands to the eyes, just breathing in to close your practice. Sighing it out through the mouth. Any remaining tension leaves with this exhale. Coming back to the present, eyes open, mind clear, ready to carry on with what you were doing before. Very nice work, guys. I hope that gave you a moment to calm yourself, that box breathing technique, pranayama technique, even just taking 5 deep breaths with either of those 2 techniques is a really excellent way to very quickly clear the mind and reset. It allows you a single point of focus. It's similar to cognitive behavioral therapy, and sometimes even that can be enough. So I hope it's a useful tool for you. But any questions, feel free to ask in Q&A. It was a pleasure to spend some time with you. Very nice work, everyone.
Ali, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I have to say that within the first minute, I was suddenly feeling totally calm, relaxed. It felt like that whirring mind that I think you start to forget is constantly on. It just simplifies life. And, you know, you've mentioned that just 5 minutes of focused breathing can have such a powerful impact on your mental state. But, you know, even just within that first minute, I was certainly feeling really good. So thank you so much for that, Ali.
Pleasure.
Absolutely lovely session. I can see a few messages have come in on the chat.
I've just seen a question from Nikki about whether breathwork techniques are always breathing in and out through the nose. The answer is no, not always. Wim Hof, for example, sometimes breathes through the mouth. But for me as a yoga teacher, Ujjayi breath, which is the breath technique used in yoga, is in and out through the nose. And most of the pranayama breathwork techniques that we're taught as yoga teachers are also in and out through the nose. You can breathe in and out through the mouth. For me, I've always found that because that is what I practice, it's easiest for me to teach because it's what I connect most to. But there are breath techniques through the mouth as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Well, Ali, honestly, that was an absolutely brilliant session. If you're interested in hearing more about how we can support you or your organization through this experience or any other, then please do reach out. But for the meantime, be well, be happy, be you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.